paint when the shot goes up.
The Magic make a quick stop here in front of their Orlando fans. Just one game before heading out. They haven't started out with the success they had hoped for, but the season obviously is still very young.
Well, this wasn't a team that was talked about much coming into the season, and they haven't done anything yet to get them into the discussion either. They just haven't been able to touch on anything that's worked for them quite yet.
And they've still got a lot of time to turn things around, but they better not wait too much longer. A season can spiral downward on a team pretty quickly, and there could be a danger of that happening with them.
4 on the shot clock, and stolen by Frye. Stripped away. It's Davis with the drop, and that one is hammered home.
The opportunistic defense leading to those points there.
That dunk, Clark, coming within seconds of the steal.
Love the way they convert from defense to offense.
But that's what happens when you get all 5 guys on a string defensively, ready to react and make a play.
Green kicks to Dragic. Nice ball movement by Phoenix. And here's Frye for 3. Right side, Green. Now Okafor inside. Lays it up and banks it in.
How about the delivery in the lane? Just perfectly done.
So for Phoenix, their last game, a win against Charlotte.
And it was the role players in that game, Kevin, that really led the charge. The guys who normally don't score a lot, they came in and really contributed.
A total team performance, Steve, the kind you need if you're going to win on the opponent's home floor.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. The Magic head coach and I had a chance to talk just for a bit. This is the first meeting between these two teams this year, but he knows the drill defensively. Keep them out of the lane. He said they're tough to deal with when you let them get to the rim. We've got to move our feet and do our best to deny that penetration. Kevin, easier said than done.
Thanks again, Doris.
Really was a very strong season, guys, for Jameer Nelson as he bounced back in a big way. You know, he got his scoring up and was acting as a playmaker at a much higher level than what we were accustomed to seeing from him.
Now here's Dragic following the shot by Jameer Nelson. Dragic dishes to Bledsoe. Just 5 on the clock. With the lead pass, that gives them the lead. Clark, you just mentioned the uptick in assists for Jameer Nelson. He's the Magic's franchise record holder in assists, Steve, with over 3,000.
You know, I would have guessed that Scott Skiles had more than that.
Me too.
Skiles had so many back in the day, but it just shows you the consistency and the production that Nelson has given that team over almost a decade now.
I think they gave him a little too much room there. I mean, that was all he needed to rise up and punch that one down.
Yeah, he's going to jump at those chances, guys.
Yeah, that's what he does. He is a high flyer.
Phoenix has gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Picked by Okafor. Dragic the pass to Frye. And that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist. Frye's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
You know, there was a lot of talk about the Magic not getting equal value when they traded Dwight Howard to the Lakers before last season, but you take a look at how both teams started, the Lakers and the Magic, and for a time there, the Magic had a better record early in the season than the Lakers. So I think it worked out okay for the Magic.
Here's Dragic after the made shot from B. Outside for Bledsoe. Back to Dragic. Shoots the 3. It's hauled in by the Magic. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of Miami.
Tough game to lose, really. They actually put up a great fight, I thought. But you know, when you're battling for a road win, even when you play hard, nothing's guaranteed.
Yeah, I think it's something they learn from, though. I mean, you have to convert the positives, even from a loss like that, into momentum for your next game. They got to take what they did well and kind of double down the efforts here tonight.
Here's Dragic after the made shot from Jameer Nelson. And Frye kicks to Green. Bangs home the trifecta. Well, Clark, like you said, hard to believe, but it's true. The Magic did have a better record than the Lakers for the early part of the season, but that was mostly due to a surprise down year from the Lakers, Steve, and a hot start for Orlando.
And remember, the Magic did get that big win at Staples against L.A. That was kind of revenge for the D. Howard trade. But as time wore on, you know, the Magic's lack of talent showed, and they really struggled the rest of the season.
Bledsoe with He had 19 points in the win against the Bobcats in Charlotte. Bledsoe left side. 5 to shoot. They kick it out to Green. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. Green's got his second basket of the night. Now, here is Nelson. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Heat in Miami.
And don't forget, guys, his playmaking was sensational. I mean, he saw the floor, making the game so easy for his teammates.
Suns leading by 5. And here's Dragic. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. He dishes it to Green. And he overshot that one, missing.
Now, normally that's a shot people make, but that's not really his bread and butter there.
And it's Oladipo with the jam.
Incredible timing on the alley-oop.
He absolutely hammered it down.
And that's the play we're going to remember when this game is all said and done.
Here's Dragic after the made shot from Oladipo. It's Dragic with the drive. He feeds it to Green. Buries it from three-point range. Green's got 9.
He's come out of the gate smoking from three-point range today. Barbecue chicken.
Clark, you know me. I love barbecue chicken.
I'm more of a baked chicken guy myself, but that's fine, whatever.
Clark, where'd we get this guy?
Kevin, you love anything. I've not seen anything come in front of you that's food that you haven't devoured. He shot the ball exceptionally well as they built this lead for themselves here.
The Magic trail by 8. Nelson with it. Now Green defending. Out of bounds. Phoenix takes possession. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. So you look at San Antonio. They like where they stand right now, perched in that topmost position. And checking out Phoenix. Not in the same realm right now in terms of their record.
I think for Phoenix, you know, they've got to take a step back and just try to pinpoint where things went south for them this season. They're in a tough spot.
But it's so hard to figure that out in the midst of the season, Clark. You got games coming night after night. There's just no time to figure it out. You just have to try to right the ship and get things moving.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Suns.
Now, they didn't waste any time getting into a groove out there. They're dialed in from long range.
They've been distributing the ball really well tonight, too. I mean, a decent number of assists so far for them.
And the Magic making a change here. Nicholson's checked in. And so here's Orlando. They trail by 11.
And his shots are dropping right now. This quarter has been very kind to him.
Bledsoe outside. Back to Dragic. Lots of room. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist. Dragic has got 5.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
It's just beautiful basketball to watch, Clark.
Pass to Oladipo. B. Great D that time from Green.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
Dishes it to Fry. Shoots it, and it's Phoenix scoring again.
This defense has been way too soft early on. They've got to start playing with some energy.
You know, Steve, do something, anything to throw their shooters out of rhythm is what's got to happen here.
Here's Nelson after the made shot from Fry. Now Oladipo. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Heat in Miami.
And his shot blocking was a major factor in that game, Kevin. 3 blocks, strong presence in the paint. Well, you allow them to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, I think you got to foul them, and free throws are better than a layup. Well, you know, the Suns dropped from being a team that could fight for a playoff spot to the cellar of the West last season, and much of that you could attribute to how much they struggled on the road.
Marcus Morris is checked in for the Suns. P.J. Tucker comes in for Gerald Green. Smith kicks to Morris. 5 on the clock. Pass to Christmas. Can't get it to go. Nice D from B. Well, the Suns did have a lot of trouble on the road, as you were saying, Clark. Only managed to win 8 games as the visiting team. Steve, the entire season. That's not good.
Well, 8 wins is unacceptable, man. It actually tied the Suns with the Kings for the fewest road wins in the entire conference. So, look, this is a young team. They have a lot of learning to do. They've got to add talent. I think the rebuilding project has started, and they're going to get better, but it's still going to take some time.
The Magic trail by 9. From out on the wing, he knocks it down. He's got 8 points.
Boy, this game is off to a terrific start.
No doubt. On both sides, high-octane offense.
Smith off a pick from left. Smith drives in. Here's the feed to Morris. Smith. Smith left side. Phoenix no good that time either.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
Yeah, it's a physical game, and so far the numbers show that they've got the edge on the glass. Well, Kevin, he never misses the chance to go up for a dunk. So I'd advise guys to either get in position to take a charge or maybe just get out of the way.
And you know what? He's like a tank when he's coming down the lane. Lay into him as hard as you can. You're not going to be able to knock him off balance.
Plumlee, he's checked in for Len. Moore against Smith. Goes back up. Orlando grabs the miss. He's got his 3rd rebound on the night. And going against Phoenix, their first meeting of the season.
Well, they swept the season series last year, and that was a pretty big accomplishment, as small as it might seem, but one of the few bright spots of the year.
And that one's good.
Man, he has been their unquestioned leader offensively this quarter.
The Suns leading, and first time out of the game called for Phoenix. Well, Steve mentioned this before. They meet just twice, Clark, and given the success they had against this team last year, do you think they've targeted this game as one they've got to have?
I would certainly think so.
Here is Bledsoe, averaging 16 points a game. Now the pass to Dragic. Back to Bledsoe. Some nice ball movement here by the Suns. Morris dishes to Landry. Shot to end this cold run, and the layup is good. Land's got his first bucket of the night. The Magic trail by 5.
Alex Len, 7'1" center out of Ukraine by way of University of Maryland. I'll tell you, he underwent surgery to repair stress fractures in both ankles, and that has to concern the Suns. But very, very skilled big man, and I know Phoenix has high hopes for him.
On the court for the Suns, Bledsoe is joined in the backcourt by Dragic. Marcus Morris is out there with Gerald Green, and it's Len in at the 5 spot. And going back, Alex Len, considered by a number of scouts to have the most upside in this draft class.
Can you believe, Kevin, that he was a former gymnast in his youth?
Wow.
I mean, tremendous agility, still very young. And you know, with big guys, you always have to give them a little more time to see what they can become. Keep an eye on him. He could be very good.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Well, guys, B in the last out against the Heat delivered quite a performance. He had 40 points, and that scoring outburst set a new season high for him in what was a